In 1941, the Germans forced us to dig a long, deep trench. And after we did what they wanted, they brought a group of Jews and threw them into the trench. And the Germans ordered us to bury them alive. We firmly, these are the Russian prisoners, we firmly rejected this disgusting act. The Germans ordered us to take the Jews out from the trench, and they threw us into the trench instead of the Jews. And they ordered the Jews to bury us alive. We were shocked when the Jews began to bury us without hesitation. The Jews almost covered us when the Germans stopped them and pulled us out. And we were surprised by the German commander who shouted at us, "We wanted to show you, to prove to you who the Jews are. They are ungrateful, merciless, and without love."
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, starting at verse 15. It says, "And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Yahweh Nasayah. Yahweh Nashayah. For he said, because Yahweh hath sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Kol Haloyim La, Allah Yahweh Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Ucha HaKodash Shalom Akim." This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit. The Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. All right, I want to give double honors into the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, all right, through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. Okay? You know, this is just a quick one. All right, my brother had actually showed me this video, you know what I'm saying, that I showed at the beginning of this lesson. All right, and the world is pretty much identifying who this devil is, man. All right, the Edomite. You see what I'm saying? Esau, Edom is the problem, and at the head of that problem is the true problem. All right, the true problem, Amalek. All right, the head tribe of the nation of Edom, the whole house of Esau. Amalek is at the control of that. You know what I'm saying? When you see the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Warburgs, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, you see what I'm saying? The Goldbergs, when you see these people and you know that they're at the helm of all the things that we see, all right, in terms of everything that's corrupted. You see what I'm saying? You don't believe me? Let me show you. All right. I don't have to read this. You can already see it. All right. The CDC director, the CDC deputy director, the CDC director, all right, the C19s are Health and Human Services Coordinator, or head of the Health and Human Services, I should say, Assistant Secretary of Health. All right, and all of this was during the last administration, which you don't have to go too far. All right, when you're looking at the Trump administration, it's no different. You see what I'm saying? It's no different. All right, it's no different, man. When you have people like, you literally had a high level Amalekite right in front of your face. His name is Elon Musk. You see what I'm saying? He's one of them as well. All right. CDC Chief of Staff, CDC Chief Medical Officer, Deputy Secretary of State, CEO of Pfizer, CEO of AstraZeneca, Chief of Moderna, CEO of Johnson & Johnson. All right. Chief of Pfizer Scientists, Senior Pandemic Advisor. I gotta watch what I'm saying, so bear with me, Akim, bear with me. White House Chief of Staff, Administrator of Small Business Administration, Attorney General, CEO of Vanguard, CEO of BlackRock, President of BlackRock, who also owns Fox News and CNN, all right, and Johnson & Johnson. Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of Homeland Security, former Director of CIA, Deputy National Security Advisor for Cyber and Emerging Technology, Director of National Intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few, man. Just to name a few. During the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I brought out the evidence showcasing that that Billy Boy Gates, you know what I'm saying, is related to the Rockefellers. You see what I'm saying? All right, that was right before they took down my other channel. You know? All right, they're everywhere. You see what I'm saying? They're everywhere. And, you know, to deny that fact, that's just, you know, that's nothing more than what's it called? I know it's delusion, but it's another word for it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. All right, to deny all of this. You see what I'm saying? Because many of these people are still where they're at. You know what I'm saying? Namely, these people, right? CEO of BlackRock, CEO of Vanguard, the president of BlackRock. You know what I'm saying? And Blackstone is the mother company of BlackRock. All right. They're connected in all facets of society. They're connected in every way. You know what I'm saying? Every way, man. And for those of you gamers, man, if you're wondering why games suck so much these days, is because these very Amalekites are now in the gaming industry as well. They've been in the gaming industry for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? Quite some time, taking the helm at the reins. You know what I'm saying? Ever since they found out that the gaming industry was more lucrative than Hollywood itself. Right? Let me show you this little image here. All right. You're wondering how are these people connected? You know what I'm saying? How are they connected? They're connected through media. They're connected through the banking industry. They're connected through, of course, every presidential candidate, every governor, every mayor. You see what I'm saying? Everyone has to bow down to these people. Everyone got to bow down to these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has to go and answer to APEC. Okay, it's right in front of your face. Everyone sees it. And yet, what I say, cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? For all these Trump loyalists sitting here thinking that he's any different. No, he's not. No, he's not. You see what I'm saying? He's not. He's the same character. All right? Just like the rest of them. They all got to go and bow and shake they, gyrate their pelvis, you know what I'm saying, towards the Wailing Wall and shit. All right? Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. They're connected in Hollywood. They are the 1%. When you go into the billionaires, the multi-billionaires, the super billionaires, all right? Like Warren Buffett and them, all right? At the tippy top, you're going to find these Amalekites, all right? Who owns who owns pornography? You know what I'm saying? The porn industry. Who owns that? And right back to the media, your entertainment, you know what I'm saying? Your all right, your music industry, all right, all over the place, man. They control it all. You see what I'm saying? Why do you really think that Sexy Red is up there because she's talented? You see what I'm saying? She's not talented. None of these characters that they put in front of your face are talented, man. All right? Rap is trash. Hip hop is trash. You see what I'm saying? Long gone are the days when we had, great singers like Aaliyah. All right? So, hey, man. When you see what happened with Michael Jackson, all right? These jokers control all of it. Okay? They control all of it. You see what I'm saying? Just talking about these jokers will get you banned. All right? Look at what's going on, man. So the scriptures tell you straight up that they're not going to be able to hide themselves, man. Right? Let me get that here in Jeremiah. Let's go to chapter 49. Jeremiah chapter 49 and hit verse 10. It reads, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not." You see what I'm saying? And at the head of Esau, Edom, is Amalek. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so, yeah, man. Real quick, I want to confirm something. Let's see, the Bilderberg, Slovakia. I believe they're having a Bilderberg meeting. If it's not soon, then it's probably just passed. Let me see real quick. Oh, okay. Oh, how about that? All right. So they're having a Bilderberg meeting, all right, which takes place today. All right, starting today, as in June the 12th, and it's going to last until the 15th. Okay, the 15th is on Sunday. You see what I'm saying? Over in Stockholm, Sweden. You see what I'm saying? And, we're gonna see many of these different plans that they have, that they conduct. You know what I'm saying? They conduct their business in in these quiet gatherings that they have. You know what I'm saying? The Lord sees it all. All right, the Lord sees all of it, man. Let me get this. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Isaiah 29 and 15, it reads, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us?" You know what I'm saying? They think that they're getting away with the things that they do, man. All right? But all these, all these different councils, all these different meetings, these gatherings, you know what I'm saying? All right. We know that they want to push this thing. They want to push this agenda. They want to get it off quick. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they're not going to be able to, they're not going to be able to perform what they've been trying to perform, man. All right. Let me get that real quick. That's in Job. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 5, and verse 12. "He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." Okay, these jokers aren't going to be able to make it through, you know what I'm saying, the shit that they're trying to pull, man. Right? They're not going to get through that. Or they're not going to bring it forth, you know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures say, that while he is eating, you know what I'm saying, these things going to be raining down on these devils while they're eating, man. All right. So I was actually speaking with my brother. He had a vision. I was having a talk with him. He was telling me about a vision that he had, or a dream, and he had this dream a long time ago. And literally this dream gave him PTSD. It was quite, quite interesting, man. But the way he describes it, it's like, of course, I can see why. And, it couldn't have been like, I don't know, around 2012, 2013. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't know anything about this whole conflict between these Amalekites and West Bank. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't know that. All right. But yet he had this dream, and he told me how he woke up and he was sweating, and he was like, "God, why'd you show me this dream?" You know what I'm saying? So the dream goes that he's in a playground, right? And there's this little girl that's swinging on the swings, and there's this ominous music in the background. He can sense it. And there's a woman who's walking past with her baby, and she was so happy. She was smiling and everything, and he could tell that she was a Palestinian. I mean, he didn't know anything about it. Like I said, we didn't know anything about the whole conflict or anything going on over there till much later. You know what I'm saying? However, she was walking with her baby, and here comes these three boys who are threatening her and saying that we're going to delete you and the baby if you don't give us the baby. And she leaves the baby with them, and they torture the baby so bad, you know what I'm saying, that the screams was unbearable for him to hear. And in his dream, it goes and darts to the girl, and the girl is humming and she's swinging back and forth. She had a doll in her hand, and while he's looking at her swinging back and forth, the baby screams are intensifying, getting louder and louder. and then she drops the doll onto the ground. And when the doll hits the ground, it shatters. And the moment it shatters, he doesn't hear the baby screaming anymore. And he looked at the girl, and the girl turned, the girl's face turned into a grotesque monster. And the three boys, with the way they was attacking this baby, it was inhuman. And then he looked at their faces, and they were deformed creatures. You know what I'm saying? And he woke up out of that dream, and like I said, PTSD, man. He says he says I'm able to forget a lot of dreams. You know what I'm saying? And those dreams that you think about, you try to remember those dreams, but you just can't remember those dreams. He said, well, this one's different. No matter how much he tried to forget that dream, he couldn't forget it. And it's still there. So the other day, he was literally breaking down in tears, just telling me about this dream, man. And hey, man, I thought it would be something actually kind of good to bring out in the lesson, because the righteous are not in authority, man. The wicked are bearing rule, and this is why the people are mourning. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this real quick. All right, so this morning I was actually listening to a video from the elder Hawad out of North Carolina, and he had asked ChatGPT a question. He asked, if Esau Edom was ruling the planet, if Esau Edom was ruling the world, how would the world look? And ChatGPT told him, all right, basically just breaking it down for him, traditional values would be mixed with futuristic technology, a blend of ancient customs and advanced sciences. All right? These are the things that we see happening right now. As a matter of fact, they're merging the realities to the point where you don't even know what reality is anymore. Okay? You don't even know what it is anymore. There was a coworker that showed me a video, this afternoon, and I was looking at it and it looked so real, but then at the same time it's like in my mind I'm saying to myself, is this real or fake? And then I asked him, and he had to think about it. He was like, you know what? I don't know. I can't tell. Because this guy's jumping, he's running, he's sprinting, and he's jumping off the edge of this cliff down like 50 stories high into this pool. You know what I'm saying? That couldn't have been, no more than, I don't know, 6 feet wide. You know what I'm saying? And so, it just has you thinking, what even is reality anymore? All right. So this is where ChatGPT is telling the elder, traditional values mixed with futuristic technology, a blend of ancient cultures and advanced sciences. And we're seeing that a lot with these different customs that was taken from the Babylonian Empire, the Egyptian Empire. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're seeing from the beast, okay, the fourth beast, which was Rome. All right, and all these remnants are here today, and we can see it being merged with technology. All right. It says symbolic or oppressive power scenario. Okay. It says, if Edom is symbolic of corruption, materialistic, or oppressive regimes, as in some Hebrew Israelite or prophetic interpretations, then the world may be dominated by injustice, greed, and militaristic control. We're seeing the beginning stage of this, all right, that's reaching towards its perfection. See what I'm saying? This is the ultimate goal that they're aiming for. All right, to dominate the world by injustice and greed and materialistic and militaristic uh control. Militaristic control. So when you see these riots, when you see all these fake events, okay, just know that there's an end goal. It also says spiritual values can be suppressed in favor of profit and control. We see that as well. And that's rampant. Okay, that's rampant. Even amongst Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? You look at these false prophets, you know what I'm saying, with these big camps like IUIC, ISUPK, you know what I'm saying, Sakari. It's all based off money. It's all based off profit. All right? His watchmen are blind. They all dumb dogs. Okay? That's Isaiah 56:10. What else we got? Let's go to Micah. This is Micah chapter 3, verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon Yahweh and say, is not Yahweh among us? None evil can come upon us. You see? So spiritual values could be suppressed in favor of profit and power. Okay, these false prophets, they thrive under Esau, Edom's control, under his rulership. This is why when they're asked how long do we have left in this captivity, how long we have left in this place, they'll tell you about maybe 20 to 30 years, maybe 1,000 years, because they're comfortable here. You see? They don't want to rock the boat. That's why they'll change the doctrine. Okay? They'll give you a false name. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you to call on anything else except Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. You see? Check this. Global inequality will increase with rigid control over religious and cultural expression. All right? Basically going around the world, all right, imposing their quote unquote democracy. If you don't agree with if you don't agree with our antics, you don't agree with our philosophy, you know what I'm saying, we'll cut funding. You see what I'm saying? We'll give you sanctions. Another point, apocalyptic scenario from prophetic or eschatological views. Some traditions see Esau Edom ruling in the last days as a prelude to divine judgment. You see what I'm saying? The scriptures tell you in 2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 9, that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see? Esau is at the centerpiece of all this. The world would be chaotic, marked by false leadership, more decay. All right, more decay. Let's see. Slakia. More decay and persecution of the righteous before a dramatic divine intervention. All right, the scriptures tell us in Matthew. Let's go there. All right, this is Salakia. Let's go to Matthew 24, verse 24. It says, "For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, false anointed," you know what I'm saying? False teachers, as we're seeing today, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. All right, let's jump down. All right, verse 29. "Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." You know what I'm saying? The world would be chaotic, marked by a false leadership. Let's get this precept. All right. Let's see. This is Luke. Luke chapter 12 and verse 49. Luke 12 and 49. "I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I, if it be already kindled?" All right. So the Lord's going to come back to chaos. He's going to come back and he's going to see that the world is in chaos. The cities are being laid waste. You know what I'm saying? People are in turmoil. You know what I'm saying? Martial law, everything is in place, man. Second Esdras, the 15th chapter is happening. Second Esdras, the 16th chapter is happening. Okay, everything is moving fast. When he comes back, the earth is going to be completely in chaos, engulfed in chaos. You see? So this brings me to what the Spirit led me to look up. I remembered a little while back that someone had asked AI to give a self-portrait of itself. Check this out. All right. So this was from Vice.com. Okay, this was back in 2022. It says, "We asked an AI to draw a self-portrait, and this AI model was DALL-E, DALL-E. Okay, and they asked it to make a self-portrait of itself. This is what it came out with. Tell me who this looks like. This looks like Amalek, doesn't it? You see what I'm saying? This is Amalek. This is their technology. You see? Let me get this. Who's coming? It says, let's see. Let's get that. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Let's hit verse 7. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." You see what I'm saying? Consuming this devil through the spirit of his mouth is with the prophets. The prophets are speaking. You see what I'm saying? The prophets are the mouthpiece of the Heavenly Father, same as it was in the days of Noah. All right. It says, "And destroy him, and destroy with the brightness of his coming." You know what I'm saying? So when Yahushua comes back, he's going to destroy these devils, man. All right? That's during that great clash of World War III. Verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. You see? When you look at this AI infrastructure that's being made, all right, this is him showing those lying wonders. You see what I'm saying? So this devil's being found out, man. All right? And as is written, he's greatly despised now. Let's end this off in Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 3. I think it's 3. Real quick. Salakia. It's verse 2. You know what? Let me start at the top. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom, and who's the head tribe of the house of Edom? It's Amalek. Okay? The so-called JOOs. Thus saith Yahweh power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. All right, who's the ambassadors? The word of his mouth. Who's the word of his mouth? It's the prophets. You see? Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. All right, so all the heathen are about to rise up against these Amalekites and Esau, Edom as a whole. Okay, collectively the West. Okay, specifically Babylon the Great and these Amalekites in the Holy Land. Verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Okay? They're small among the heathen. They're literally become the minority. Okay? They are small among the heathen, and guess what? They're greatly despised, man. Nobody likes them. Nobody respects them no more. You see? All these other nations are saying things towards America that they never would have said 30 years ago. You see? Verse 3, the pride of thine heart is deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. All right? So these devils have been found out, man. And it's only going to lead to the final to the final part in prophecy, man. All right? When World War III hits. But that MOTB, you know what I'm saying, that subdermal device has to be mandated first. And they're paving the way with all this talk of immigrants and this and that, using you tribes as the scapegoat. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. You're the scapegoat, man. You're the ones they're going to use, all right, in order to push the agenda. You see? So I'm going to cut that there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kudash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, whom I've grown in this truth under. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.